Hello and welcome to Cutting Words. I'm Brad Thompson, and today we're going to cover the new Dragonborn race in Fizban's Treasury of Dragons. They got a new stat block finally. I mean, they'd have a newish one in Wildmount, but we got a new one again in Fizban's, and it is a vast improvement. So we got three families here. Let's get it up on the screen. So in Fizban's, we've got three Dragonborn race options, chromatic, gem, and metallic. We got the chromatic Dragonborn. Very cool art. So now, let's see the stats here. We've got, so still humanoid, medium, walking speed 30, chromatic ancestry. So you choose which type of dragon you're related to, and that determines your damage type for your resistances in Dragon Breath, which is pretty much the same as what it was. They did change Dragon Breath slightly, well, actually significantly, should I say. Now it takes an attack action on your turn rather than an action. So those with multi-attack can, breathe and attack. However, it's been clarified that you can't multi-attack breathe twice. That has been clarified by Jeremy Crawford in a tweet, I believe. But let's see. So yes, each creature must make a Dex saving throw, which is based off your con modifier. And on a failed save, they take 1d10 damage of the associated type. On a successful save, and half as much damage. And that scales now like a cantrip. So both level 2d10, 11th level 3d10, and 17th level 4d10. And you can use this breath weapon a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and regain all uses on a long rest. So definite improvement. I feel like it's like, because it was quite strong. I recall I played Dragon was my first D&D character actually. Gold Dragonborn Lawbard was my first character, and in Hall of the Dragon Queen. And I did recall the breath weapon being quite strong at low levels, and now it's changed to being 1d10. It's here. It's probably balanced out to be, ongoing as you level up. It's still good as opposed to previously where it scaled up badly. It started off really strong and then went this curve downwards, but now it's pretty good curve. Then let's see. And the chromatic dragons here get an extra ability called Chromatic Warding. Stay at 5th level as an action. Importantly, an action. I believe it used to be a bonus in Art Arcana, but yeah, now it's an action, which is unfortunate. You can channel your draconic energy to protect yourself for 1 minute. You become immune to the damage type associated with your chromatic ancestry. Once you use this trait, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. Immunity is really good. However, it is something that's probably going to come up, unless you're in a particular campaign setting, not very often. But when it does come up, it's going to be amazing. So, it's, and your resistance at damage type and just become immune, so it's not as great, but certain clutch encounters, say, you're in hell or fighting against a red drag or something, being just immune to fire, as an example, is pretty good. Or one Orthodox lava. Being immune to fire is pretty good. It's quite difficult to get straight up immunity to damage. So it's quite strong, but is niche. Anyway, but hey, it's a free extra thing. More than what Dragonborn used to get, so can't complain too much. Cool. Let's move on to Gem Dragons. Alright. So, humanoid, medium, walk speed 30 feet, all pretty standard. You have a Gem Dragon Ancestor. Granting you a special magical affinity, so you choose again, but their damage types are significantly different. So, for Gem Dragons, they're different from the standard. Force, Radiant, Psychic, Thunder, and Necrotic. So you can get some interesting resistances here as the ancestor you choose gives you a resistance to that damage type. So that's some pretty interesting niche resistances you gain. I can see definitely potential for Emerald, Bear Barbarians, just to get that psychic resist. Amethyst, force resist. It's not that many baddies that use force really, but could be interesting. Topaz, necrotic resist, not bad. Anyway, but also you get the breath weapon. So this one is a cone where previously the chromatics were a line. So they get a 15-foot cone. Each creature in the area, dex save. Again, it's based off the con mod for the DC. Failed save, 1d10. Same story as the previous one. Same scaling, like with cantrips. And they get this number of times proficiency bonus and regain all on a long rest. They have 2 additional abilities though. Sonic Mind. You can send telepathic messages to any creature you can see within 30 feet of you. You don't need to share a language with the creature for it to understand these messages, but it must be able to understand at least one language to comprehend them. So importantly, they can't communicate back via this link. So you can communicate to people, and when there's a language barrier, so at least you can go, hey, no one here speaks giant, but you can communicate that giant and go, well, we mean peace or whatever. Potentially avoid some encounters that way. Another nifty scenarios, like if you're a high insight character, you can do insight. Someone you're talking with, while maybe the party bard or whatever is having a conversation with the person, you could potentially then message that person in their mind going, hey, I've got to read this guy, I'm pretty sure he's lying to us, and you could do a 1-2 action like that. There's lots of options out there for Sonic Mind, so cool little freebie ability to have. In addition to that, they get Gem Flight. So starting at 5th level, you can use a bonus action to manifest a spectral wings on your body. These wings last for 1 minute. For the duration, you gain a flying speed equal to your walking speed and can hover. Once you use this trait, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. That's pretty cool. Be able to just fly for minutes, but certain scenarios, well, actually a lot of scenarios, because a lot of creatures don't have good range options. A lot of monsters out there. And so being able to fly is really good. And for enemies who'd like to fly as well, trying to close with them, really good. Outside of combat even, you need to get up this high ledge or what have you, fly, it's really good. It's way more useful than the immunity. There's way more scenarios where it would come up that the chromatics get. So definitely, I think Gem Dragons are big winners here. A lot of the stuff they get. Of course, the I guess trade-off is the chromatic, the artwork and alone. But yeah, the chromatic dragon, just the flavor and the story for them just seems way cooler. Like playing chromatic dragons, Dragonborn seems way cooler than the Gem Dragons, which seem a bit silly. But you know, the stats are good, so it's a trade-off. Anyway, their stats are pretty good. Moving on to the final Dragonborn option here. Metallic Dragonborn. Your humanoid, medium, walk speed 30 feet. And again, the metallic ancestry. Similar options to chromatic. Well, exact same options to chromatic. You know, fire, lightning, acid, fire again, and cold. They get the breath weapon, but it's a cone, like the metallic, like the Gem Dragons. They got the cone as well. 50-foot cone and dex save. Basically, con mod for the DC and that D10 damage that scales up like a cantrip. And you can use this another time. You'll do proficiency bonus and regain all speed uses on a long rest. They get resistant damage type to their ancestry, and they get for their bonus thing is their additional breath weapon options. So you can again attack action uses breath weapon and replaces one of your attacks with a 50-foot cone, and you can use one of these. So invigoration breath, invigorating breath. Each creature in the cone must succeed on a Constitution saving throw. Will become incapacitated until the start of your next turn. So just bunch of baddies. Right, you guys don't do anything next turn. Great, it's pretty solid. Repulsion breath. Each creature in the cone must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 20 feet away from you and be knocked prone. Pretty solid. Both save or suck though. Yeah. And once you use your metallic breath weapon, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. So it's nice options to have. see, I can do one of those options once, and that's it for long rest. Yeah. So I can see it being used more often in the chromatic immunity, though I think chromatic immunity, when it does come, it's going to be more based in this, I think, just because I don't know how well this will actually fire off. But I think Gem Dragons are the clear winners here. Though Metallics do have a lot of cool flavor and story again going for them, like the chromatics. So yeah, make your choice. So yeah, those are the 3 new Dragonborn options in Fizban's Treasury Dragons. I mean, I don't see why you would ever go back to using the old Dragonborn. It does say here that, you know, these are more dragony versions that you can choose to use instead. And yeah, I would 100% choose these over the other one. But maybe talk to your DM first, just in case. Also, otherwise, if they don't let you play this Dragonborn, there's potential if you, again, communicate with your DM about this. You can play the original Paul Rorvik Dragonborn with potential of leveling up your race to swap to this later. So that'd be a cool plot to do potentially, to gain more dragon power, become more dragony, and I guess give you the upgraded version of the Dragonborn race as you do more dragony things. I mean, sounds like a great little story line to follow, and you know, do upgrades like that. It's pretty cool. So definitely an option there. A lot of potential. Anyway, this has been Cutting Words. I'm Red Thompson, and if you haven't already, do consider subscribing to the channel. There should be a button appearing next to my head over here. If you click that button, that's how you subscribe to the channel, and I'd very much appreciate that. So please consider subscribing today. For those who have subscribed already, thank you very much. I very much appreciate that, and I'll catch you around in the next video. All right, see ya.